Mic check 1 2. Yes, I think we are good. I think we are live. Probably. So yeah, hello everyone, it's your favorite programming error. Just refuses to be fixed. Code here. Can't even talk today. That's how much I refuse to be fixed, even though I probably need some fixing. Anyway, we're playing some more Genshin today. Yes, it's that fun game. That fun game that I already kinda basically won at by, you know, being max adventuring and everything. Also, Blaze, hi! Welcome! How are you? You're the first one here. Hope you're having a great day. And Gabe, to you as well. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. You had some fun with all these basics earlier. Man, oh man. And Akfu, everyone here, huh? How are you? I dare say I'm doing pretty well right now. I think, considering everything I've been through, I think I'm finally in the position where I can once again say I am doing well. As long as I don't hit my elbow on anything. Like, you normally don't want to hit your elbow on anything, but in my case, like, I don't even need to put as much impact on it for it to be really unpleasant. But other than that, oh right, and sudden movements still can kind of hurt. But no, other than that, I'm doing fine. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. All right, gotta sweep. No sweeping today. Your sweeping job is already finished. Don't mind the giant ball. We are here today to do some quests. Also, the audio levels should probably be fine. So we're gonna be going on with the interlude chapter here. It's intermission time. So yeah, back to Sumeru we go. Don't worry about the card game story. We'll wrap it up as well. Maybe today, maybe not. We shall see. Alright, let's teleport on over. Wow, leveling up. Elemental skills, elemental burst, and normal attacks can all be boosted with specific consumables. Did you know that? I totally didn't know that. Oh. We teleport straight into a cutscene, huh? How nice.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here.
I think we're gonna turn it up a bit more.
It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay. That means facts and logic.
Also, facts and logic? Who needs that, please? So what are they even talking about here?
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tataris Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about.
Just gonna lurk for the drops. Ah, yes, you get them drops.
Criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person.
Oh.
I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
Wow.
Okay, but...
But?
Did one of them just mention Tatarasuna? But that's all the way in Inazuma.
Who cares about borders?
Or is it kind of unusual for someone in
Let's
Sumeru
go over to
to write a
Inazuma.
paper about that? Everyone here is just going about their business. Maybe it really is.
And yes, Twitch recaps are indeed here.
People
A lot
here
of people are
free to
already
research
sharing
pretty much
theirs.
anything.
Maybe I should share mine. Or some little tidbits of it. Like, for example, I noticed that apparently I'm in the, what was it, top 2% of chatters on Sid's streams. So that's nice. Anyway, yeah, on both Sid's stream and Gabe's streams, I'm pretty high up there. Still, let's go listen in. Yeah, we always gotta listen in. That's what we're here
Let's go
for.
find out what this Tatarasuna mystery is all about.
Inversion of Genesis. Righto. So, you guys are chatting away, huh? May I join?
Right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. Ugh, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
This is... Okay. The text box really can't decide what... Like, they did purely address me with he, him pronouns in the spoken word, but here down in the chat, it seems... In the text box, it seems like they can't decide what gender I am. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing he know all about. Interesting. Were they too lazy to, like, write the text box twice? Like, write two different versions? So they were just like, you know what, screw it, we'll just use each pronoun once. It's fine, it's gonna work. Anyway, looking for me?
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
If you don't believe me, I'll go.
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma.
Ah, so you're over there, huh?
Face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
Oh, Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kinda lacking.
Wow, just like mine.
Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatarasuna?
Maybe.
Actually,
What's
we
in it
don't
for
know
us?
much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
I see.
Sorry, I can't help this time.
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatarasuna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatarasuna.
Oh, reading
hold on,
time.
Sawada, don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive for a first read?
Well, fair point.
Maybe.
In that case, please
Maybe
ease
not.
yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatarasuna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade. But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows.
Ooh,
Apart
mystery.
from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a Kabuki Mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger. Someone who dresses funny or acts in an unusual way.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This Kabuki Mono lived in Tatarasuna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens? Seems kind of fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow, did I get lucky!
Oh?
Stop shouting!
How lucky did you get? Tell me
This part's
everything.
important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago.
So,
Even
that's a
back
confirmed fact then.
Tatarasuna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
So many missing people there. Could it be?
Wait, so
Well,
there
you
are
tell
2
me.
missing people in the story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
A little bit.
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Eh?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff.
I don't know a lot
That makes
about
things
it, but
easier.
yeah.
So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan.
Oh.
The last practitioners of Ishin art. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall.
Yeah, we know
I don't
about their
the
downfall,
details,
right?
But taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
But wait, there's more!
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the most.
Out with it, what is
Get
it?
to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a puppet.
A puppet, you say? But couldn't possibly be a certain Balladeer or something, right?
A puppet?
Shogun puppet, the Electro Archon maid, should be ruling Inazuma with her as we speak. Couldn't be her, the Kabuki has to be the Balladeer, but what was he doing 400 years ago in
Aha!
Tatsurana?
Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
Maybe. Glare at Paimon and hope she keeps her mouth shut. We can only hope.
No. Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
Might
I
as well be
agree,
one.
It does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected. And that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Hoo boy. Oh yeah, reading! So what? Extract 1. A man arrived in Tatarasuna around 3 in the afternoon. From afar he spied laborers walking along the mountain roads toward the factories, their shoes scruffing along the jutting stones. They walked like people, convinced that so long as they reached the fire raging in the mountain's belly, they might extract from it gems beyond price. The mood that the sight inspired was ineffable, beyond mere description for those not present to witness it. The man barked a cheerful greeting and sprinted to join the procession. There, a towering character who stood half a head taller greeted him with a heavy slap on the back, and yet his words were filled with respect. Do my eyes deceive me? Sir Miyazaki, I cannot think that the return trip here from Inazuma City could have been easy on you. Miyazaki smiled like a young man taking the first steps on their journey, expression relaxed. Why, Katsuragi, Inazuma is the realm of the mighty shogun. I sailed upon the fastest ship, strode upon the swiftest sea routes. What dangers could I have possibly faced? And what about the good news? There was some, naturally. The two burst into uproarious laughter, roughhousing with the other workers until the path's end. Ooh, this is a long one. A young man, dressed in a linen shirt and wearing a headscarf, gazed into the dancing flames of the furnace before him. Now, the flames of a forge are unlike any other, for their intensity affects the resulting integrity of both metal and blade. So too, then, was the Flame Watcher an unusual individual. At his fingertips sat a lizard, and on his face he wore a smile. The workshop was huge, and the furnace was deeper within. A reasonable person might think that there should have been many working alongside the Watcher, yet he stood alone. Only when Katsuragi and Miyazaki strode into the room did the Watcher turn. This Watcher was Niwa, armory officer and administrator of Tatarusana. Born to the Niwa clan, which served as one of the 3 pillars of the Ishin art, Niwa never argued with his siblings, and was a worthy successor by all accounts. The post he received as a result of his high standing with those in power served as a statement unto itself. Miyazaki handed a well-bundled text to Niwa as he adjusted his expression. Is said. It is as you have said, sir. The elders of your clan in the city do not think highly of our plan, yet I still believe it to be worth a try. As such, I have found the proper vendors and procured the materials that you requested. Neo studied the text and nodded. We should try some of these new forging techniques, whether Kadehara says yeah or nay. Katsuragi frowned, and with a sigh he said, forging is a precise and difficult undertaking. You know this better than most, sirs, and still you seek improvement each day with terrifying drive. Ah, should my lord Nagamasa hear this, the sourness in his face shall be hard to miss. Niwa smiled, replying, And how goes the forging of your lord's great blade, Katsuragi? Katsuragi neither wanted to shame his master nor lie to his 2 friends, and yet he could not think of any way to deflect, and so groused. I see your ears are as keen as your hands, Sir Niwa. The jokes of us unlearned men are as nothing before you. Miyazaki hid his grin upon hearing this. Niwa released the lizard from his hand into Katsuragi's palm. But just as mere words were to be exchanged, someone came walking nearby, their footsteps light with the celerity of youth. The head that peeked in was round and, in the light of the fires, looked like an oiled jewel. The man placed some boxed food at the side, and nodding, he prepared to leave. Katsuragi called out after him, What about your share? Aren't you going to eat it? The young man, upon hearing those words, found himself slightly at a loss. After a while, he answered, Very well, I'll try it. You're welcome to the food. We all eat the same fare, after all, Niwa said. The man nodded and left, seemingly deep in thought. Extract 2. The Kabukimono was by the coast. Sunset fell on the accompaniment of darkness. The bands of twilight showed themselves not, for in their place did thunderstorms roll, grumbling the omens of a coming rainstorm. Darkness filled the flesh of the sea, and the dusk bade the clouds to kneel upon the land, its supplication mirroring the kabukimono, with knees bent and face pointed towards the waters. None passed that way, and none knew that he was waiting, what he was waiting for in silence. Time passed, unmeasured and uncounted, till a black cloud suddenly tore free from the sky and began to circle the kabukimono, bearing down on him like a nightmare, though he was not aware at first. After his studying gaze was refined by time, he understood. This cloud had marked him from the very start. Outbound, a fishing boat drew near, the lights of its bow flickering in and out of sight beneath falling sheets of rain. A mist unspooled across the area, stealing sight from the fisherman. Repeatedly he exclaimed, It is but dusk. How are my eyes darkened? Is there anyone that can deliver my boat upon safe tides? Like a falling spear, the black cloud reached the bottom of the boat, and was joined in its bereftness of direction. Like a charging beast, they plunged into the shoreline, scant steps away. The kabukimono stood idle, slanting his head to study the grand wreck. Not but half an arm was left of the one who had cried out for help, and with a plop it landed at the kabukimono's feet. He crouched to better study the object, straining against the urge to take a bite out of it. Yet he did not, for the dark cloud swirling down had already picked the remnants of the ship clean. The Kabukimono stared at it blankly, like an awakening dreamer. When he returned to himself, the clouds had scattered, as if they had never been there at all. As for the ship, could it have been struck down by a storm? Who was to know? Not the Kabukimono. Extract 3. Katsuragi rushed to the doorway and shouted, "My lord, things go ill at the furnace. I have searched for Sir Niwa, but there is no trace of him, and much time has passed since Sir Miyazaki left to seek aid, but he has yet to send us any missive. Look." Mikoshi Nagamasa turned slowly, his face grave, as one attending a funeral. He spoke then, his words heavy laden. "I wish not to say such words, Katsuragi, but Sir Miyazaki may never return." Katsuragi peered past Nagamasa's broad, stiff shoulders, beyond the windows. The clouds above boiled in waves of black, as if darkness now was the only weather, and might even morph into an abyssal beast and devour Tatarasuna whole. Over 10 people had already perished. That was why. Why? Katsuragi recoiled as if struck. Yes, it was coming back to him now, in drips and drabs. That was why they had to set out to seek aid. Miyazaki had been the first to set sail. The clouds had only just begun to form then, traveling from Tatarusana to Inazuma. To ask for support was normally no great feat, and yet there had been no sign of his return. Then a second ship was sent, followed by a third and a fourth, till the Kabukimono himself had departed upon the tides. Under foul skies and ominous fortunes, it had been Katsuragi who had brought him back and treated him as his own. And it pained him greatly to see the lad go, yet the situation in Tatarasuna was severe. Even should they sacrifice more lives, it would have been worth it to gain assistance from Inazuma City. Niwa was gone and none could find him. Afterward, Nagamasa led a search party into the mountains and the area around the furnace, all to no avail. Folk began to wonder if Niwa might have encountered an accident, but worry soon turned to suspicion, and they wondered if he had fled, unwilling to bear the sin of having caused these incidents. The people grew ever more suspicious, and Nagamasa himself strained against his discontent and fury. His face had grown to resemble the rumbling clouds above. Suddenly a figure flashed by. Their presence did not go unnoticed by Nagamasa. He drew his blade and cut, though he only nicked the silken veil the intruder wore. For a moment they swayed, and then, like a marionette pulled by strings, they moved behind Nagamasa, laughing darkly. "Are you seeking someone, my lord? Niwa, perhaps?" Nagamasa bellowed in fury. "You dare address Sir Niwa directly!" Yet the figure parted like mist before his falling blade, only to rematerialize beyond reach, but not beyond sight. A ghastly apparition indeed. "Was it you who slew my people?" Nagamasa howled and charged, held back only by Katsuragi's desperate grip. As his senses returned to him, he realized he was but an inch away from falling into the furnace. It seems that the rest of this work remains unfinished. From the existing text, however, it is apparent that this is a novel of fantastical, colorful sensibilities born from an imagination well utilized. I hope I did a decent job reading that out loud for you guys. Moving on.
And please read my essay draft as well.
Oh wait, there's more. Alright, more reading, let's go. Details. This text belongs to a series of works sponsored by Wahumana's Veil Cutter project. It has yet to be numbered. Author, Akaba. Abstract. The Tatarasuna area has always been a major pillar of Inazuma's smithing industry. 2 incidents have occurred here, And the details behind the first are vague at best. I believe, however, that there might a hidden history behind the events that transpired. Missing a word there, I think. There might a hidden history behind the events that transpired. Hence, this paper will attempt to analyze what may have unfolded from the available data. Glossary: Tatarasuna area, Raiden Gokaden, Mikoshi, Nagamasa, Kabukimono. Introduction. This paper continues and expands the work of my mentor Mr. Rumi in his report on the happily hidden tales of Tatarasuna, and is intended to further this avenue of research. According to the data, the blade forging techniques of Inazuma were originally handed down from the Electro Archon, also known as the Raiden Shogun. Using the arts they inherited from their Archon, the people of Inazuma devoted themselves to the process of forging. However, strange rumors that do not quite fit the steely nature of metalwork yet linger about Tatarasuna, which was a central pillar of the forging industry. There, the Mikoshi and Niwa clans, along with an eccentric puppet, serve as the three windows of insight we need to investigate the truth behind what happened. Body. Strange notes from the Tatarasuna area. The contents are as follows. 1. Perhaps I overstep, but I think that Sir Nagamasa's mood grows better when he forges blades. The obsession to cleanse the strain of the name Mikoshi must eat at him. Also, Sir Katsuragi discovered a nameless eccentric while patrolling around Nazuchi Beach. 2. The inspector bought a certain number of jade steel ingots. Sir Katsuragi discussed matters of smithing deep into the night with Vice Armory Officer. 3. We at least made a single Nagamaki. We call it the Daitatara Nagamasa. The inspector was in high spirits, and he and the Vice Armory Officer Nozomu was so taken by the beauty of the Daitatara Nagamasa that he drew a picture of it, and he performed a sword dance with that wandering is eccentric. 4. And we could not find that eccentric. The inspector flew into a rage and slashed Katsuragi. The great blade cut deep into the flesh, cast his own Nagamaki into the furnace's flames. Nozomu could not abide by that order. He drew the completely melted weapon out of the furnace. He was horribly burned. 5. Nozomu died that night. I dare say that while Sir Katsuragi may have committed malfeasance, it was out of the goodness of his heart. 6. Kinjiro hid the Nagamaki and Nozomu's drawing in the arsenal. Nagamasa is harsh, but also knows right from wrong. But even so, he is not amenable to reason. His name indicates one obsessed with purity. Still, I, and some household Tatarasuna, have not been blinded by the matter of Nagamasa's mother Chiyo, and we trust him. I also remain unwilling to forget the joy of creating the Daitatara Nagamasa with him, and the joy of watching that nameless eccentric perform that sword dance with Katsuragi. 7. Before we withdrew, we should have divided the arsenal key into 3 parts. One for the inspector, one for the armory officer, and one to be left in Tatarasuna itself to prevent theft. But we were in too much of a hurry, and neither the inspector nor the armory officer could be found. So I was so bold as to hide the 3 pieces within treasure chests in Tatarasuna. The 7 notes mentioned prior have been scattered across the Tatarasuna area. Among the 7 notes, 6 seem to be of good physical integrity, though they all look quite old, while the last one looks more recent. I believe that the first 6 notes and the last are of different time periods, though the gulf in years between them needs to be verified. The contents of the first 6 should also be related to each other, as the incidents mentioned are quite consistent with one another. Rumi once mentioned in Happily Hidden Tales of Tatarasuna, hereafter known as Hidden Tales, that in the past, researchers from Sumeru had investigated the cultural histories of Tatarasuna and Inazuma, though the place has fallen into some degree of disrepair since the Hidden Tales were written. Things have improved since the time when I wrote my original article. Regardless, what used to be an area of major industry remains a place most inhospitable, and residents of Tatarasuna may be found living and dwelling by the waters. The residents, when questioned, told the researcher of Tatarasuna's golden age centuries ago, when it was administered by Armory Officer Niwa, Vice Armory Officer Miyazaki, and Inspector Mikoshi Nagamasa. Yet the elders among the locals with deeper ties to the region have also seemed to stress the fact that there were strange rumors surrounding their homeland's past. A great many of these rumors revolved around the yokai, who are so very characteristic of Inazuma's folk histories. A small portion, however, repeatedly mentions the word puppet. It should be known that puppets are neither traditional nor common yokai in Inazuma. This fact drew the attention of the researchers to delve further, and eventually the following piece of information came to light. A puppet did once appear in Tatarasuna. Its visage was elegant, its apparel impeccable, and the way it dressed hid all the joint lines on its body. If no one were to mention that it was indeed a puppet, it would be hard to tell it all. Additionally, this puppet seemed to possess special joint lines that would fade with time, potentially even disappearing altogether, which would perhaps eventually make the puppet seem entirely human. The name of the puppet was known to almost none. Some folk claimed to have spotted it appearing around Tatarasuna, while others mentioned encountering it in the central regions of the area. Some even claimed that it would frequent the beach. Tales spread of its standing beside the sea, gazing across the waters towards Inazuma City. What it was the puppet was gazing at remains a mystery. As mentioned earlier, the 6 notes all document a certain nameless eccentric. The eccentric, which can also be read as Kabukimono, is usually used in Inazuma to refer to a figure who dresses or behaves in a peculiar manner. It is understandable, therefore, that why this character would have left such an impression. Should the people of Tatarasuna indeed have had a puppet in their midst, incurring mass panic, a good possibility considering the coexistence between yokai and humans in Inazuma at large, then the puppet would have very likely become a local resident. What is well known as if the Kabukimono was just another title for this puppet. What is less well known is if the Kabukimono was just another title for this puppet. Perhaps because it was uniquely dressed to distract attention from its more special characteristics. A workable theory, but one that still lacks enough evidence to support it. Still, it can be retained as an analytical lens of sorts. A list of individuals related to Tatarasuna has been compiled here based on historical documents from Inazuma. Starting from the administrators, the records are as follows. Armory Officer Niwa. Full name, Niwa Hisahide. He was the inheritor of the Ishin art and successor to the Niwa clan. His family, along with the Akame and Kaidehara clans, were together known as the Ishin Sensaku. Records show that Niwa was a modest and intelligent individual who displayed remarkable talent in the administration of territory and people. His eventual whereabouts are unknown, but he was suspected to have left Tarasuna with his family following the incident. Vice Armory Officer Miyazaki, full name Miyazaki Kaneo. He was Niwa's second in command. His origins are unknown, and he primarily assisted Niwa in forging and personal management. He was of affable temperament and had many friends in the region, including one Mikoshi Nagamasa. Also, hello Ivanov. Inspector Mikoshi Nagamasa, the successor of the Mikoshi clan, adopted son to Oni warrior Mikoshi Chiyo, and the younger adopted brother to Mikoshi Michihiro, also known as Iwakura the successor. With his mother missing and abandoned by his brother, Nagamasa alone bore the family name, striving daily to wipe the shame from their history. The records state that Mikoshi Nagamasa was a stubborn figure. He was also noted to be a person of moral virtue and integrity. It has been noted in various records that he practiced forging swords for self-cultivation, and specially requested special instruction from Miyazaki to further his capabilities. However, after the famous blade Daitatara Nagamasa was forged, he used it to slay his subordinate Katsuragi for reasons unknown at present. Subordinate Katsuragi. Katsuragi's full name and background remain unknown. Despite all the materials I have sorted through, I have yet to find any more additional personal information regarding him. As one of Mikoshi Nagamasa's subordinates, he was a loyal warrior who had been saved by Nagamasa in his youth. From then on, he swore to stick by his lord, through thick and thin, and to give his life in service if it was but asked of him. Kabuki Mono, full name unknown, background unknown. From the many sources I have combined with Rumi's personal observation, this character might have been the puppet mentioned in the rumors. The Kabuki Mono was a figure of fashionable grace and gentleness. According to the hidden tales, he was brought back to Tatarasuna by Katsuragi, and became a member of the community. When the Kabuki Mono first arrived in Tatarasuna, he knew nothing of cleaning, cooking, or any work of meticulous nature. The locals taught him their skills over time, showing him how to clean his attire, dance, and craft small trinkets. Records state that the Kabuki Mono was there when the Daitatara Nagamasa was forged, though his trail ends before Mikoshi Nagamasa slew Katsuragi. I believe that the Kabuki Mono was indeed the aforementioned puppet, and that he quite likely had a hand in Katsuragi's death. It seems that the rest of this paper remains unfinished. One thing is for sure though, a lot of thought was put into it. Finally, we can progress with voiced lines again.
Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. I don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it. Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
That doesn't sound like, yeah.
Just make stuff up?
Yeah, no. You just said it should be, like, based on facts and everything, and then you throw stuff like this in here. Why do you want to slap me? What did I do wrong? Sounds more like a novel. I am struggling trying this all together. Clay supply in the stores is running out. Ooh! Starting tying this all together, clay supply is running out. Hopefully it doesn't run out too quickly. Hopefully. What do you mean you checked Discord today and no Genshin was told? It was literally in there. Like hours ago I wrote, hey, previous message, you see that? This again. And then I also threw out the notification that I went live when I went live. So there's no reason for you to slap me.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get.
But what if we could get more?
If there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me some time. I need to find a new angle on this.
I'll leave you to it.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay.
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
Alright, bye, dude.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has to do with the Balladeer, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, then even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh?
No.
After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it?
Yes.
If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point.
No. Shut up. We can just talk. Excuse me? Has Rob no all? Totally 100% not Rob. Rob error. How? Why did you just have three, totally not three alt accounts of yours, right? Totally, right? Well, ain't that something? What are you doing? You're collecting them points, huh? Well, thank you for the follows, but I don't know how to feel about it. What's wrong? What's...
Did you see that? He literally just went by over there. It looked like
Yeah, no.
deer. No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
They can't have let him out already, right? Oh, he got out early on good behavior and stuff. Sarah, because that didn't fit. Enter. I must enter the building. Hello? Ah, Nahida. Hi. We're gonna talk. Oh my god, I see him.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the Balladeer strolling around in public.
Turn left,
Ah,
Paimon.
it's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
We're here.
What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be lacked up?
Apparently not
I have
anymore.
a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? You sure you trust this guy?
I wouldn't.
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about.
Yeah, can we still
But
do
if
that?
that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself.
Apparently we're a bit too merciful.
Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah.
And yes,
so
Rob, I
if
know
it
you're
were up to
here.
You'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Damn. Alright, let me read that message. The deadline is not stopping. Brand clay is frail. And the brand is rare. Alright, so if you have the choice between searching forever to get what you need and not finding it, or picking a brand that is just gonna end up falling apart on your works. Well, that doesn't sound like a good choice. That doesn't sound like a good choice at all. Like, any option sounds like ass.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Well...
Here, try to drive a wedge between us. As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the Balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time.
Yeah, but I want the information
The
now.
Balladier's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the F2P's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the F2P plan to respond. Wait a second. Former? You mean he's not a harbinger?
You're telling me he quit?
I take no pleasure in saying this, but It seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming
Wow.
us, so...
So, of the harbingers we've met, Child is still alive. Child got away just fine. The Balladeer got kicked out. The doctor had to erase all of his clones and is now once again alone after basically killing himself hundreds of times, I think, basically. And then there was Senora, who is completely dead. Like we watched her execution by the hands of the Raiden Shogun. So, yeah. But that means that 2 of the Harbingers are basically down for the count already at this point. It's some progress, not a lot of progress, but some progress. 2 out of 11 done. So he tossed you out like trash.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
Really? What a crying shame. If it had 1 more screen or like 7 more managed efficiently. Oh, true. I could make like a community goal again at some point. I'd have to think about what we do for it. What a crying shame.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility,
And yeah, I did see the
I need to have
stats.
a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these 2 have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Well,
Obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him!
he's gonna listen to him.
Then let's put that discussion
I mean, he's
to the
making
side
some
for now.
points.
We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on
Trial
how
run,
we
right,
manage
because
to
he's a
cooperate.
character now. And he's not called the
All right.
Balladeer anymore, or
Then I'll do
Scaramouche,
what
or
we
however you
agreed.
want to call them. Scaramouche.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Right, because he's now just called the
Are
Wanderer
you
going
serious
forward.
about this? Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
For me? Because he's a character now who I can add to my team technically. By the way, I was able to try him out in the trial run thingy. And the dude can fly. Like he can legit just float upwards. What the hell? But okay, sure. I mean, why not? Venti can create an air current to basically get some height. But that dude, he can fly straight up, straight forward, like any which way, until his stamina runs out. He ascends. Yes, he can ascend. Oh, the DLC. Also, Monica After Story. Plus, we always need more mods and more DDLC content. Which reminds me again, when Project Libitina? When? When, Team Salvado? Gimme! Anyway, for me?
Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that?
Nope.
You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category.
Yes.
This is an extremely important point.
But what does it mean?
It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer
Alright,
used
see you in a
to be
bit,
one
Rob.
of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though Although he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him.
So he can use his knowledge in connection with the information contained within Irminsul.
Beyond description. Sifting
He has
through
the
all of it
best
without
chance of
knowing
putting
what
it
to look
together.
for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly.
But what if he lies to you?
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into
Yeah, you
him.
can't exactly blame us for not being too trustful.
But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before.
To get more
There's a
Geodaddy?
corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark.
An intense longing for
searching the
Geodaddy.
one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you.
Oh?
If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it.
Well, I guess thank you, Nahida, in that case. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was gonna contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord.
Yeah, we did do
Seems
that,
like
didn't
have
we?
a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned.
Ah, so we're gonna be
Even though he
babysitting,
only
huh?
has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease.
Alright,
Of
I'm done
course,
with
I'll be there
babysitting.
to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside.
Got it, I'm glad to be able to help.
Great, thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Ooh, we're going in. Also, by the way, Rob, I don't know what you...
It looks pretty different here compared to
I don't know what
last
exactly
time.
you put in the Literature Club, but the Literature Club isn't
colors are
about the game
gentler.
DDLC. That should be in the visual novel channel if it's anything about that. The Literature Club is for sharing, like, literature, like writing that you made or that you want to share and stuff like that. So if it's about the game Doki Doki Literature Club, just that doesn't mean it necessarily belongs in the Literature Club channel. Just wanted to point that out. Just wanted to point that out. And I'll check it later.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Nahida sent me to babysit you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Wow,
Sounds like a
that's not the kind of
successful
attitude you
rendezvous.
should take with us.
I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru.
And we're letting a Harbinger in
Unlike
there.
anywhere
Sorry,
else,
former Harbinger.
Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Understood.
Fine. Let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are gonna be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali,
No, you.
I'll be at the front.
Ooh.
It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going.
Yeah.
Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
There's no need for all the biting sarcasm. Focus on doing your job.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Oh, I guess this is happening now.
Is this a small sapling?
Oh great, it's another Nahida.
Darn it!
Imagine.
Come on, let's catch up with him.
Proud of what I do? I hope you're proud of what you do. If anyone should be proud of their own work, it should be the person making it. Which I guess isn't saying a lot, considering how I feel about poetry, for example.
Inside of Irminsul.
But I keep saying it. Everything you do, like, it's impressive how some of your stuff turns out. Like, how detailed some of it is, especially. So yeah, I can just say, you have a lot of skill in that department, okay? And commitment. I have to say, I don't know if I could, if I would even have the patience to sit around and actually make stuff like that. Plus, you also have the clay. Which, to be fair, I probably could get if I tried looking for some, but still. It's different than what I imagined.
Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Wow, no need to rush. Let us enjoy ourselves.
Opposite of everything he says.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go.
And we're giving all this permission
Stay
to a
close.
convict.
Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen?
Huh is not an
What
answer.
are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Okay, fine, just don't run off. I mean, we even got a neat pathway here. How would one get lost? I can just follow this path and I'll be fine.
These sapling things have spread out.
Now that
Those are
something.
all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Since looks like we've been transported to another path. Huh. Interesting.
Same in every direction.
It is indeed unusual, but it seems the Balladeer is more used to it than I. A lot of teleportation.
Mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this
Paimon, people can't help but mock
There's a
you.
time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little?
Around you? Not sure if that's the best idea.
We're here.
What a huge tree!
Tree in a tree. This is the center of Irminsul. All the information in the world is flowing through it.
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
Can you blame him? I want to stay alive. Sometimes. He hasn't put up any resistance. He seems like working on the front line. Maybe it's one of the F2P. First Akaba and so her stories, now this. What a strange individual. And won't. They said it's. And it spun so fast it felt like it exploded. What? The value to Nan won't. They said as I said the value to Nan, it spun so fast. What spun so fast it fell into nearby lake and exploded? Do I want to know? Do I want to know what happened there?
The rest is up to you.
Context? No context.
Make sure
Nothing
to share
here.
it with us.
But welcome,
Will
Permanent.
do.
Welcome to the stream.
For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Yes, we do have something to do. We're supposed to watch him.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk?
Or that. Nahida? Is that a telepathic conversation?
Yes. I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
And that is exactly why you don't invite Paimon to join. Guessing that you don't want to disturb the Balladeer.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Fair.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
Yes, and he seems to excel at doing odd jobs for others.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand.
Oh,
Perhaps today will
such
be the day
as?
that he finds some answers.
Is about his past, the betrayals, and the other events in Inazuma?
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Yeah, that's me, Mr. Smart and Attentive. Actually, I caught a glimpse of a few things when I ran to Apasia at Partis DA. You relate what you saw in the Balladeer's mind while in Partis DA.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Yeah, but that was before he said
Everyone has a
human
history,
emotions
Paimon.
suck. I gotta get
Even
rid
if
of
you're
them.
a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida,
Ballistic
do you know anything
Advent
about that?
Deer.
If you mean
The Ballistic
mysterious
Advent
events,
Deer is standing in
the
front of us.
Kabuki-mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
Oh?
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained.
Well, we're talking to the
Most
God
the
of knowledge
information
here.
we have
The
now
God
is
of
just
wisdom,
from people
sorry.
filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Tell Nahida about the story Akaba and Sawada were writing.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
Big dollop of magical sugar glass? Sadly, not quite. The Ballistic Advent Deer is the dude with the hat. Who's currently not invited to our conversation. Because we're talking with our minds, and this dude has to be concentrating on dealing with the dollop of magical sugar glass. So the Ballistic Advent Deer is currently interfacing with the magical sugar glass to find some information in it. Push them. See me? They are super evil. In fact, they're currently a convict. But, we decided, but basically, there was a whole lot of talks going on that we didn't even know about. But the God of Wisdom was just like, yeah, I'll let this person live, as long as they do some stuff for me. So that's currently what's happening. And we're basically here to babysit, to make sure that nothing happens. But yeah, Actually, there was a big-ass fight against this person. Gobstopper of Wispdome. Yes, exactly. The Gobstopper of Wispdome, who helped us initially win in a fight against the Ballistic Advent Deer. Oh my god, this is gonna get confusing. But yeah. The Gobstopper of Wispdome is currently not on the screen, but they're the one talking to us in our minds right now. So, the person called Nahida, that is the Gobstopper of Wispdome.
So the Gase got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatara Suna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
Oh shit, we got called out.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
Well, shit. We just got called out. We have every right to keep certain things confidential, my friend. Especially from someone who was working for the F2P not long ago. As one of the harbingers. So how dare you call us out on anything?
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So...
Paimons idea.
have you
Yes.
found anything yet?
And then
Still
consume.
looking. Don't get your
Consume
hopes up, though.
Paimon, the emergency
You and your
food.
twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you.
So you know we're the isekai protagonist. Okay. He looks cool. Like an evil version of Ashira from Mortal Kombat. Uh-huh. The hat is what does it, right? It's the hat. The hat is what makes him look cool. But also evil as hell. Actually, no, that's more like the facial expression, kind of, maybe. I don't know. Every conversation with you is hard work. But your attitude is better than I thought.
Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
Did you find something on us? Oh? Did you find some intel?
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
And apparently you can talk in a strange way too.
Mr.
Well, ain't that
Miwa,
something?
Are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
Ooh, shit.
It's...
That name, he was the man in charge of Tarsana, plus he belongs to the lineage of Ishin Art. Oh, we're going back in. Welcome to the underground. How was the fall? Horrible. It hurt like hell.
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. They are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma.
Well, she's also created
As for
some
Tatara
evil.
Suna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned,
I'm sorry, I can't speak
others
Wingding.
unknown.
I can't speak
All
Wingding,
passing on their
sadly.
legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own.
No, sadly I
At least
can't
not on
speak
the same
wingdings.
timescale.
I wish I could.
You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma. And it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So
So-
you say, Escher.
When's our
Is this
friend
really
walking
the
in?
truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate.
And then everyone died.
Recently.
The end.
As you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace.
Well, so far
We've
not
kept the
everyone,
truth
but
from
someone,
spreading
I guess,
outside,
at
but
least.
still, I suspect you understand
Well, thanks
it
for
better than I do.
reciting the alphabet, but
None of the people who went out to
Whew.
get help have come back.
still gonna be hard.
Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure
Stab
you've
him.
been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
If he's smiling through all this, stab him. People
Mikoshi
are
Nagamasa
dying,
may have noticed that there
and
was
he's
one
smiling.
common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted
Stab
son
him.
of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a
It's the
mechanic
thing
all
I
the way
did?
from Fontaine.
Oh, shit.
Are you sure you're not a little over?
You're about to be replaced.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you
Imagine.
suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Watching you
Judging
die,
from the
maybe?
look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act. We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatara Suna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Trust no Baka?
Honestly,
Fair.
I'm just waiting for the right moment.
To stab.
A moment like this. where
I told you to
finish
stab
talking
him,
and I
not the other
stop
way
you from
around.
entering the furnace.
You...
Should have stabbed him. You should have stabbed him while you had the chance. You knew that dude was
You're a little
evil.
Smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, Despite all of that, you still fail
Whoa.
to realize my true
Whoa,
identity
what is happening now? Why are we
and
glitching
what I
out?
seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
If you kill me, there's no one who can get
Oh, okay.
inside the furnace.
No, seriously, what is happening
You're really
there?
going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong.
His power, the glitch.
There is
No.
another person.
Where's the reveal?
Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Idiot got stabbed, yep.
Get away with this. They'll be found out.
If you don't stab, you get stabbed. That's how it works.
No sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment.
Oh
If
shit.
You must know, I'm happy to divulge my
Rob
true
out to get stomped by the
I'm a
IRS
F2P harbinger.
with a
Call
mecha
me
for tax
the
evasion.
Doctor.
The Fatui?
Oh my god, no way that's actually the doctor.
What do you want?
How old
Just
is the
create
doctor?
a minor inconvenience for your nation.
How old is the doctor?
That's it. That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
No, seriously, how old is he?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say.
Oh my god, that
It's
dude's
the
been
only
around since
chance you
forever.
have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead.
Wow.
What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
Well, and now said puppet is seeing this entire memory. How does that make our friend feel? Friend in quotation marks there. Knowing what happened there.
That both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone.
Is actually quoting me.
Everyone
Damn.
just wants to use other people. The only ones who think like that are people like you.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty.
Almost, huh?
Then out of respect for you,
I'm gonna
I
say
shall
that this
redefine
incarnation of the Doctor is
myself.
already dead.
Think
Either
of
died
me
of
as a
natural causes or at the
monster
very
or a
latest
demon
point it died when the
wish.
Doctor erased all of his
At least
copies.
this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa, already dead. What a pity.
He said, after killing him. Oh, how dare you die? I just killed
Jester, I've
you.
completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings.
Jester?
What fun it was.
Okay, a lot of
I'd
these
like to
a
introduce
lot of
a
these
puppet
harbingers
to
are
you.
apparently incredibly
Proves
old.
useful.
Damn.
Let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Okay, said puppet, who they wanted to possibly turn to dust, just saw all that. How do you how does that make you feel, Scaramouche? How does that make you
Are you
feel?
alright?
Dottore. Dottore.
Okay, that is not the reaction I expected. Okay then.
Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from
Scaramouche has
Fontaine?
become based. Afraid so. He was the one behind the Tatarasuna incident.
But why did we see things from his perspective? When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe
Okay.
so. But it means nothing.
Does
You
it?
sure?
But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
Well, this betrayal was a lie that he has believed for hundreds of years. Was this part of the doctor's experiment? If the betrayal never happened, it existed only in his imagination. But where does this leave him?
Give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Yeah, okay, let's go over there.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Yeah, don't forget, he basically turned into a god for a while.
Tarasuna incident.
And was very evil. And now he's mad.
Behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up? Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future.
Again, that's what the Harbingers
All the
do.
living
Sow chaos where they
participants in
can.
the doctor's experiment, the Balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the Balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the Balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic
Ooh.
removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke.
No,
The
not
Balladeer
from
was
some
stunned that
random
such intent and
servant.
Cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth.
It was the
He
heart
thought
of
Niwa
someone who
had
cared
completely
about you.
betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the Balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Damn.
Holy moly! So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
And our pal over here just believed it. Being betrayed and abandoned by a close friend is sure to cause great resentment. Now we know what was behind his decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden 100 years ago. But it doesn't mean that vengeance was the right decision.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Okay? You good? No? Probably not good. So you want to talk about it? A while later.
Shall we see how he's doing?
I guess we should. Maybe.
Hey, you alright?
What's with that smug
Scary
expression?
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
Can we agree on frenemies for the time being? We can be frenemies for now. We just want to make sure this doesn't affect the plan.
It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Alright, back to it.
Are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Our sister was not listed as a Descender, so maybe there is information on her. Keep looking. Not unexpected, but still, thank you. Done. Andre being nuked. You fool! Rob's just gonna steal the nuke while getting nuked. That's how it works.
Don't thank me just yet.
Oh?
You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Oh?
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world.
There we
Plus,
go.
she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
Elaborate.
The jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time.
Excuse me! What was my sister doing with the jester? Why, living together like under the same roof, or just like... So another F2P Harbinger, huh? And again, so old. These dudes are so old.
I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good.
You
In
smiling?
that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Okay. What?
What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long.
So what do you
I share
want?
a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
Oh crap, what do you want? What do you want to know? Why isolate us from... Why isolate us? Ooh. Okay, no, seriously, what do you want to know?
Give me your hand.
Are we gonna commit unprotected hand-holding right now? I guess we're doing that. Unprotected hand-holding, let's go.
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Wow, not even Paimon's letting in on this conversation. Are you trying to brainwash me?
No,
Because it's
I
working.
can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
I mean, I could create a new profile and that could change a lot of things. But that would be hard work. Wait, why would you ask that?
Done.
Handgun. Damn. Done?
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Yeah, he just asked me a question and I never got the chance to
I was
answer.
just thanking him for helping me.
Wait, that look. You see me hesitate? That was because I know about Little Rukidavata. Uh-oh, I think
I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Why is there no history button? Like that line of dialogue wasn't even entirely on screen when it already advanced to the next section. Jesus, give me some time here. And sorry, no. No.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Will you stop?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again.
What do you mean?
From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist.
Oh, you're actually doing this
Those
shit.
who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
Oh, he's gonna do
know,
something stupid.
I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
You think that's a good solution there?
Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's happening.
Oh no, he's really gone. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, Nahida, what's up? We kind of failed at our job. Like,
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was so
yeah, we were trying to babysit him like you told us to, but he kind of ran off.
He shut you out.
Yeah, we failed. Really sorry. Tell Nahida everything that happened.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left.
Well, apparently he
Did keep
was.
some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it.
You gotta be
We're
able
running
to
out of
solve it,
time.
right?
Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
Okay, guess we're getting out of here now. So, what do we do now?
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
Hey, hang on. Nope, no, 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 nope, 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 nope. No, I want to help you.
I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone.
Waiting is never
Paimon
nice.
can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Reasons. Paimon doesn't remember Greater Lord Rukidavata. And the Balladeer's question was a strange one. It's hard to explain in full, and the truth might be very distressing for Paimon. I'll skip the part about Greater Lord Rukidavata for now and focus on the Balladeer. Tell Paimon what the Balladeer asked you and what he might have been
He
planning.
wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible.
It's not easy, that's for sure.
Right. You can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life.
But you might be able to alter memories of the past.
Imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it.
Yeah, great example.
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel
Built a
scared about
railway
what
in
he might
chat.
do.
Damn.
Paimon's so confused.
Maybe he wants to erase himself from history. Yeah, like that. Paimon, are you okay? No.
Sorry. Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
Not necessarily, but maybe? I'm just guessing here. Totally haven't, like, seen that happen. Please don't be okay, please. Yeah, the emergency food doesn't need to be okay. Actually, no, it has to be okay enough for consumption, but not much beyond that, because it's emergency food.
Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him.
That's the
This
harbingers
will
for
actually
you.
Succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
That's probably why he's doing it. Indeed, if the Balladeer does erase himself from Irminsul, many people in Azuma will be affected. Can't imagine what this situation would look like. Worst case scenario, it will affect everyone with a connection to the Raiden Gokuden, Kazuha, Ayaka, Ayato. Will this mean they'll disappear?
There's nothing we can do about it at this point.
Companion.
Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next?
Be able to actually eat the emergency food so it stops bothering us. A dodo would make a better companion. Fair point. Point taken, my friend. Point taken.
Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight.
Me neither.
So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here. Alright, Paimon will start. First dish.
Is this really happening right now?
Oh, and
Emergency
chicken
food
mushrooms
talking
first.
about dishes.
Favorite pancakes, cream stew,
About the best
sauteed
dishes they've ever
matzo
eaten.
and Dragon chili chicken, almond tofu, satisfying salad.
Paimon, shut the fuck up.
Also, Adeptus Temptation, golden shrimp balls, triple layered consomme, lotus seed and bird egg soup, and
What's with the dramatic zoom in at blurriness? Or is that just because we got tired and fell asleep? Nuke-sama. Paimon, what's wrong? What's wrong?
What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now?
Let me guess, the Balladeer just did the thing.
Talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking about. What was it again?
You were getting so worried about the situation with the Balladeer that you started listing foods.
The Balladeer?
Oh my god, the lad actually did it.
Too? Huh. Weird name, though.
Yep, no, he did it. He just erased himself from history. Paimon doesn't remember the Balladeer, that must mean he actually pulled it off. But how did he have that ability? This doesn't make sense.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
No, it's nothing. Fuck yeah, Paimon was finally affected by a negative effect. That also happened when we erased Greater Lord Rukkhadevata from history. But I guess that affects everyone except us, because protagonist power. That's nothing.
So, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? 'Cause it sounds like a nickname or something.
Can we erase Paimon from reality? We could try. Apparently it's within the capabilities of Irminsul. If this is really happening, I need to know what else has changed. Paimon, come with me.
Okay, sure. Where are we going?
I want to go back to Inazuma real quick.
Huh? Fine by Paimon, but...
Oh yeah, let's kill
everything
Paimon.
You're acting like this is an emergency.
By the way, you hype for, Zero? Zero? Elaborate. Because I, confused. Now's not the time to explain, let's get over there first. New character from the new element. Oh! You see, that's the stuff I don't really know about. Because I never look at any preview stuff. I never look at any of the preview stuff. Dong. Look at a massive dong. It's glowing. But yeah, I never look at any of the preview stuff because I want to be surprised when it comes out. Alright. Guess we're going to Inazuma now. Are you in the TCG? Oh, Omni! Wait, there's gonna be... Wait. There are gonna be characters with the Omni element? I was not aware that there would actually be characters who would be capable of using the Omni element. If so, Traveler makes the most sense to gain the Omni element at some point. Like a reverse power? Well, opposite power to that power or something. Aha. Curious. Right. Gotta talk to some people.
We made it to Amanoma Smithy.
Ah, it's been a while.
Pardon me, I'd like to ask a question if I may.
Of course. Go ahead.
About the Raiden Gokuden, could you tell me that story one more time?
Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans
It's different
was
colors.
first taught
That
to
sounds
them
interesting.
personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain.
Also, hello,
of the original
Bones.
Gokuden
We're
5.
just checking to see
my
how
memory
the
serves
history
me
of the
right,
entire world was just
You
changed.
yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were. Paimon remembers that now. We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
What was the reason behind their decline?
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact,
Thanks for all the explanation there,
this
Parma.
was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokunen, it was right that I should know the truth. There
Which
is no
is?
harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale.
Go
The
on.
Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace.
Yes, that much is
One
true.
brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara
Also
clan.
true.
Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace
That is
quickly
different.
stabilized, but
That
neither
is
of them
different
made it
from what
out.
we knew happened.
The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphan son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100
Oh
years
boy.
ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it.
Well, changing fate is apparently something
Finally,
that's possible. You just gotta travel
He
to
made a
Sumeru.
drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent up anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden.
Damn.
But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life.
Good, as you
That is why
should.
The Kaedehara clan
Kill that
and
dude.
Machine Art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
The legend of the Raiden Gokuden has changed. Someone else attacked the swordsmiths. Looks like the Balladeer did something in Irminsul, but it seems Niwa still died.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Have you seen Kazuha recently?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over
Yeah,
some
for
tea.
me. I am kinda
seem
intrigued
well.
now about it. Especially, we just recently got Dendro added. We just recently got the Dendro element, and now now you're telling me we're getting another new one. Phew. So he still exists, and he's the same Kazuha I know. Things don't seem as bad as I feared last night. That's all. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon.
But yeah, again, it would have been a pleasant surprise to find out about the Omni element being in gameplay like myself.
Says it all. You can't hide anything from
But I guess
Paimon.
now I know ahead of time.
To the next step.
I just can never avoid anything, right?
Find you.
Again, it sounds like an interesting character, but there's normally a reason why I stay away from, like, presentations like that. Like, whenever there's, like, a live stream or a preview page, I normally stay as far away from that stuff as possible. Yet, when I stream Genshin, like, 90% of that content is revealed to me anyway, because chat just talks about it. So, yeah. Other than that, I guess I am kinda hyped for Omni. Let's see, what do we have here? Talking about a physical element character. I mean, Traveler in the Traveler in the very beginning of the game, the Traveler is a character without any element. So I guess that's where it might have originally come from. Or something along those lines.
Here! This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler, it's been a while.
Hello.
If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate. They're not here right now.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside.
It's not that urgent, just, you know.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Yeah, let's maybe not talk about that too much anymore, because again, I'm already semi-disappointed that I won't be able to get surprised by it actually showing up in game. Despite me having avoided it. I had no clue that was gonna be a thing in the actual game outside of the trading card thingy. And now I know. Thank you, we'll take you up on that offer. Can we take a walk in the courtyard?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
Great.
We'll be heading in then. Thanks!
Plus I walk in there all the time anyway.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to
Ma'am,
say?
can I ask you a couple questions?
Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you.
Good,
What
good.
would you like to know?
How are the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato these days?
Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings.
Pretty sure Parma's bullshitting?
occasionally paying visits to some
Maybe.
local organizations on the commissioner's behalf. As
But it
for
is
the
a fact that the
commissioner
Omni element
himself,
exists in the trading
well,
card game.
You know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
So pretty much business as usual on the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Then
Very
again,
much
if Omni
so.
was an actual element for characters, that would kinda throw the balance for the trading card game off like hell. Because Omni is like a stand-in for any other element, so if you had a character who uses Omni, then yeah, no, that's actually... that would throw the balance off for the trading card game. Would definitely throw that off. Ayato is still the Yashiro Commissioner, Ayaka is still the lady of the house, no changes here. As far as I can see, nothing's changed in the Yashiro Commission either. I was expecting as much, but it's still a big relief to know that the Kamisato siblings are both safe and well.
Well, got any more questions?
That's all for now. Many thanks.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. But I'm sure you must be far too busy to have time for that. Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend, and she's always saying
yes,
how
of course.
talented you are and how much she admires you. I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in
sure?
shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us all.
Well, thank you. I feel better now that I know that I haven't been spoiled about some shit. I am flattered, by the way.
I mean it. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away. The commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home. But given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma is a much better chef than most. Oh, the commissioner is so fond of home comforts. They get to talking about you sometimes.
Oh no, they're
too,
talking about me behind my back. How dare they? You must kill
with
them.
a very fond tone. The way one would talk about dear old friends around whom one can truly be themselves. Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about people they've met and experiences they've had, you always get
We got all the info we
mentioned.
needed. Faruta, you can
It's
stop talking
been
now.
Many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato.
We got all the info we needed. You can stop talking now. I already said many thanks. I am on my way to leave, okay?
As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow up, it makes me so happy to see them meet a dependable friend whose company they enjoy.
Yes, and I am
so
happy that you're
much.
happy. Can I go now?
So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission.
Yes, I know. I walk in
headquarters.
here all the time to do
There
weekly
will
quests.
always be at least one old lady who would be delighted to have the pleasure.
Thank you.
of
The
your
people at the
company.
Yashiro clan are very dear to me.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something about the food here being really great.
Can someone shut up, Paimon, real
itching
quick?
to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Of course. You're always welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now. Where are we going next?
Tatarusana.
Great! Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All right then. Take care now. Hope to see you soon.
I hope not.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
That we are.
Yep, everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travels. Goodbye.
Yeah, it could make sense. Yeah, it could make sense, definitely. But if that is actually all true stuff, again, technically kind of spoiling future content for me. Technically, if that is all true. And technically, if you were to look into my stream tags, it specifically says no spoilers. But I'm not gonna get someone on a technicality here. You get stabbed. Oh my god, it's the movie, dude.
Here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
Xavier, what are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's
I
me.
get spoiled on
So
what they
what
own
about
your
you
car.
We have some questions.
Everything.
We might be able to help.
Do you know much about Tatarasana? Tatarasuna.
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
How well do you understand the history of this area?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Go on, I'm listening.
Just
don't make it too long.
It's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago.
Oh, here we go
Its
again.
history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation. Goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Mechanic, huh? Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading to all the ensuing chaos.
Weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
I am.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Maybe, maybe not.
Me neither.
Have a universe that
Paimon
works for my
doesn't know
uncle.
what's gotten into this
Damn.
one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
Are we?
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Pretty much. So can I ask one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a kabukimono connected to Tatarasuna?
A kabuki mono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatarasuna is concerned.
There's no more kabukimono. Did the Balladeer really manage to erase himself from history completely? If so, he must have wanted to change the world and revert everything back to the way it was, but so far, it looks like the majority of changes have only affected himself. Thank you, Xavier.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell.
So, anywhere else where we're going, or are we going back to Sumeru? Time to go back and see Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you. Keep your
Well,
Dino Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
thank you, Paimon, is not what I would say to that. Alright. You know, that is not reassuring, knowing that you'll always be there. Really not reassuring, but alright.
You gotta keep it together. Why don't you grab something to eat? You can't go facing life's challenges on an empty stomach.
I totally can.
Alright, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Echoes of history. Back to Sumeru. And here we go.
Hey, it's them.
What is it?
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Ooh, right. Their research is gonna be different now. Are you still talking about the essay?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
You would?
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Oh boy, here we go
Still
again.
looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we join them?
Well, I guess it's gonna highlight some more differences. Perfect, these two have researched Tatsuna past. Let's hear what they have to say. They have researched Tatarasuna's past, yeah.
Progress.
Actually, let me read last time was great. Can I read it again? No, it was great.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I'm not reading through the entire thing again. Oh, wait, they highlighted what changed. Okay, they highlighted the changes. Thank God, I was not about to read through the entire thing again. A great many of these rumors revolved around the yokai, who are so very characteristic of Inazuma's folk histories. A small portion, however, repeatedly mentions the word outsider, It should be known that the appearance of such a character, who is suspected to be based on a real person, is a very curious case. This fact drew the attention of the researchers to delve further, and eventually the following piece of information came to light. A foreign mechanic once visited Tatarasuna. Reportedly, the reason for his immigration was to exchange knowledge and forge ties with the locals. However, the mechanic seemed to behave suspiciously, often wandering around essential or restricted areas, and if someone tried to turn him away, they would only earn incomprehensible mumbles from his lips. The mechanic often stared into the furnace, seemingly to check on its condition. Unsettlingly, he also spent a substantial amount of time watching the local residents. Judging from the era, it was not uncommon to see cross-cultural exchanges of technological culture in places such as Tatarasuna. After traveling across the tides, foreign experts being welcome in the region was likely not unreasonable either. Yet calamity came not long after this exchange of knowledge, which hints at high potential for causation between these events. However, some current residents believe that these assumptions were merely the result of their forebears' overactive imaginations, attempting to theorize how things actually unfolded. The mechanic. Long have I delved through many texts and documents, but I was ultimately unable to decipher even a specter of a clue as to his background. Still, mentions of the mechanic grew scarcer in the aftermath of the Tatarasuna incident. I speculate that, instead of the mechanic possibly being a figure woven from overripe imagination, he actually did exist, and perhaps even had a hand in the events that took place in Tatarasuna.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
Alright, what changes do you have? Extract 1 seems to be the same. Never mind. Miyazaki hid his grin. Upon hearing this, Neo released the lizard from his hand into Katsuragi's palm. But just as mere words were to be exchanged, someone came walking nearby, their footsteps steady and confident. The head that appeared in the door was that of one from abroad. The newcomer placed his lunchboxes on one side, nodded, and made to leave. Katsuragi called out after him, "Sir, what about your meal? Are you not hungry?" The man smiled upon hearing Katsuragi's words. "I already ate. I hope that you, my lords, may also find time to sate your hunger soon." "You are our guests, sir. To see you help in these trifling matters fills me with embarrassment," Niwa said with sincerity. The man smiled as if it was no matter, then with a nod he departed. So that was originally where the Balladeer peeked in, of course. Again, everything that would be about the Balladeer got changed in the history books. He is fully erased. Like a falling spear, the black cloud reached the bottom of the boat, and was joined in its bereftness of direction. Like a charging beast, they plunged into the shoreline. Scant steps away, the mechanic laughed, slowly approaching the grand wreck. Not but half an arm was left of the one who had cried out for help, and with a plop it landed at the mechanic's feet, who crouched to better study the object, straining against the urge to take a bite, yet he did not, for the dark cloud swirling down had already picked the remnants of the ship clean. Then a second ship was sent, followed by a third, then a fourth. Each who left to seek salvation did so under foul skies and bleak fortunes. Reason dictated that they would not have risked anyone else, but the situation in Tatarasuna was severe. They needed to gain aid from Inazuma, even should it cost them more lives. Alright. So yeah, that has absolutely been changed. Content has changed. Another effect of tampering with the information in Irminsul. The Balladeer said he'd erased 2 of his names. Succeeded, it must have taken all of his might,
Well,
but still.
What do you think?
A masterpiece, totally. Countless counts. People stop at 7 because they're lazy to count. I mean, it could be like that.
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma. So how about we tell them what we learned?
Sure, I
What
guess.
did you find out? Something big?
Not really.
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
Cut to black, yeah. You tell the writers what you learned about the Raiden Gokuden and Tadarasa's history.
So many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're most
Well,
welcome.
well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Amanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true.
Maybe it is.
So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
Yeah, you can still write your novel if you want. Totally. Who's gonna stop you?
These guys are really into this.
Oh, we've got some things to take care of. Bye for now.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
Again, you're welcome.
You're welcome. See ya.
Okay, guess we're going to Nahida now.
Anything else?
Guess we're going to talk to Nahida now. Yup, had a feeling that's what we're gonna do. Nahida! We need to talk! We need to talk. Like, right now. Do you still remember? You don't remember Great Lord Rukkhadevata, but maybe you took some precautions this time?
Paimon, how have you been?
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then he decided he wanted to go to Inazuma.
Yeah, I could totally look at that. Again, I feel like that topic's gotten a bit out of hand here. I was investigating the situation with the Balladeer.
The Balladeer? It sounds like some kind of code name.
Oh no.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Maybe. Nahida doesn't remember. Just like last time, any changes to Irwin's will affect her as well. Balladeer acted quickly, finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. I'm the only one who still remembers the things that were erased. Once again, I am the record keeper.
Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
There are things that have happened that only I can remember. I have to tell you the truth. A heavy heart, he pieced together the story that was broken and scattered across time. There once was one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. After a series of events in Tatarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with a gnosis and ended up losing everything. Finally, he entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story.
Yeah.
So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
And I mean,
How was he even able to
a lot of records were erased, but yeah.
As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it.
Well,
It does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
So, You believe
Well,
this person really existed?
yes.
And we just don't remember him because, well, because he literally changed the world?
Yes.
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it.
Well, the Balladeer
The
would.
traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul, and it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect him.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
You can say that again.
Hyman's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
Well, I'm really not sure. We were enemies after all. I don't know his perspective on all this, so I can't say why he did something so extreme. Did he want to reset everything? Or save someone? Or did he want to completely undo his existence? Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. I still remember the question he asked. He asked me specifically, and my hesitation gave him his answer. I hesitated because I witnessed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata erase her own existence. But I can't tell Nahida that. To put it another way, I know why the Balladeer was so sure it could work. But I can't tell them that.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
He chose such a radical option, and yet...
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Yeah.
Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense. Every part of it.
Well, yeah, but it didn't really work that well.
Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then...
Also, if you continue talking about that, what I think you're talking about, then I'm out.
Even though he didn't have much strength left.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
He did get nothing in return, other than, having his existence erased. Yeah, he changed the world in many ways, and yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. What exactly did he want to fight back against? The betrayals in his life, or did he wish he'd never existed at all?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something.
Oh, like if there's any residue of him?
Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us.
How?
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look.
What do we have here? Surprising information is presented in a affair that resembles a fairy tale.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
It matches everything I said.
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the Balladeer?
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on.
Okay.
So this record survived from the past?
Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabuki-mono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the Balladeer entered Irminsul.
But what can we do now?
And
It doesn't help us really, does it?
Irminsul with the Balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one he told us. The now erased life of the Balladeer.
Are we getting a cutscene? We are getting a fairy tale cutscene.
Monster draped in fox fur.
Well, not exactly cutscene, but still.
The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree, who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender, and it could not grow a coat of richly
but a
colored
small
fur.
tail.
Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice.
And that's when the kitty gotta get thrown in.
It said,
Burn the kitty.
You are the cleverest among us. Surely you
Among
can
us?
help us find a way to solve this. The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, the foxes have decided.
I don't even
You
know
are
what
the
that one was
who
for.
must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames.
If that anvil was for me not reading chat, then that's because I literally said, if you continue this discussion with the Omni element and everything, I'm out. Like, the moment you said also, I literally followed up your also with, if you continue the same discussion, I'm out. And then I didn't read chat beyond that. And what do I get? A fucking anvil. Or it was for existing. That is also fair.
The fire was extinguished. But
That
the
is also
kitten
fair,
lived.
though.
It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together.
You want
but
some
the little
cheese?
bird did not
Want
have
cheese
long
for that
to live.
anvil?
It passed away.
Would be
soon
a weird
after.
combo. Very weird combo.
After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing
What, an
its
anvil
teeth
with
at the
cheese
moon.
is tasty?
How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the
Ooh,
new
that's a
moon,
nice
the
frame.
answer to everything. Then, no
Angry
one will know
kitty.
that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world, and no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the Balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened.
Ahem. There was no cheese on that anvil. That was just pure metal. And that hurt me head. Why you do that? I didn't do anything wrong. And I already got one of them for just existing. Ooh boy, that's gonna keep happening now, isn't it?
To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times.
But the cheese dropped the anvil.
Torture,
I see.
And the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars.
Ran out of points. Oh, thank God.
They kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use.
So you're telling me the academia actually came in handy?
I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
So some of the academia did actually came in handy.
Existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
Well,
the Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you.
So now you're saying we gotta help him?
Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
So it will always just have been 10 Harbingers. There will always have been 10, and that's it. I had this feeling before. It feels like life is as insignificant as a feather.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around.
Yeah, you didn't like him.
Still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny.
So what destiny do we choose now?
This may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot.
And now can we undisappear him?
Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Nahita's right.
Audio is broken? What do you mean audio is broken?
Something to eat. We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Really? What happened? How broken are we talking? I should probably, like, ask in chat rather than talking right now. Is Paimon saying nah over and over again? Hang on a second. No, I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear his head?
You got it! Come on, Traveler! You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk.
Okay, I guess we're taking a walk now.
Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
And that's what worries me. Paimon being here is what I really don't want. Alright, down we go. Down, down, down to the Grand Bazaar. Because where else would I be going right now? And but I just can't. It is literally impossible. Paimon's just indestructible, sadly. Just walking through the academia, all casual-like. Going even further down. There we go, there's the entrance. See, down, down. No, not the Ring of Fire. Not this time. Alright, we're here to just distract ourselves.
We're here! What should we eat first?
How about the emergency food? I have a nagging feeling like there's something I'm missing, something important that I'm forgetting.
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
Sorry, it's just... Give me a minute, I'm still processing.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Come on, brain. Let's take this out. It's gotta be in there somewhere. Or something about Irminsul and deleting oneself. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Forbidden Knowledge. Nahida.
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
Shut up for a second. Yes, that was it. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. She said that no one can erase themselves from existence, not even her. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation in Lesser Lord Kusanali to do the deletion for her? There would be no point.
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
The Balladeer is still alive. Now, I can't tell Paimon she doesn't know about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. That is a crucially important detail. It's simply not possible for the Balladeer to completely erase his own existence, in which case the question is what happened to him.
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
Oh! Your hat is small now! His hat size went down.
Hey!
That's upsetting.
Hmm? You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
Take him to Nahida.
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss.
We need to take him to Nahida right
Maybe
now.
It's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
That's the guy. That guy is the Balladeer.
He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
Hello. Over here.
I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsettias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
I can do the Sunsettia stuff if you can accompany me real quick.
I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking
Yeah,
in
that's
the
why he's called the
sights.
Wanderer. We're the Traveler,
Are you
and
a-
he's the Wanderer.
A drifter or something?
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetius, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
Let's follow him. Time to be a stalker.
Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
Where exactly did he go, though? Up there. I can't exactly follow him like that. So it's not one of those stealth missions. It's just go there. I was expecting us to have to do like a stealth mission where I literally had to follow him and couldn't be seen. Guess that ain't happening. Also, I totally could have teleported over here.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the Balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetius? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
Shush, Paimon, shush. Just shut up.
Alright.
Shut up. You little
This
emergency
should be
food.
enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back.
I wasn't seeing this with my own eyes. I would never believe it.
Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us.
I wonder whose fault that
Following
is.
me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
You're right. We were following you.
Have we met before?
Kind of.
No, we haven't met. But you know me?
Yes.
I have no recollection.
It's complicated, but I do know you.
Are you absolutely sure?
Pretty much.
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
I can prove it. You're a puppet.
A puppet? What makes you think that?
Huh?
You were right. The look on his face.
Yeah.
I
Get
guess
it
you
called
do know
out.
me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people.
Well, but I know. Because we're pals, totally.
Look,
we were always
I'm
pals,
just a
weren't we?
But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
There's somewhere I want to take you.
Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Not a problem.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that true?
Apparently.
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these
Yeah.
back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Alright.
Then let's return to the city.
Alright, let's go. Time to go back. Alright, I guess we gotta go down again, huh? Of course. We gotta accompany him for the delivery before we go to where we wanna go. Makes sense.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
I'm sure he's okay with that. Right?
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
He doesn't want payment.
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world. Like you had nowhere to be, and didn't even care that it was raining.
Probably because that is accurate.
Imagine you were me for a second.
It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
Yes, by joining my team for free. Please, join my team for free. I want to pull for you. But you do seem like a fun character.
You're right. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
We're about to help him. Here just to say goodnight. Alright, Rob. Good night to you. Good night. See you around probably on Friday, right? Yeah, probably.
Alright, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
Alright, let's move. Next stop! And Rob is indeed off this platform's property. Back to the sanctuary! Nahida! I have brought you the Balladeer! Now if you would be so kind as to show him his memories, that would be very, very great.
What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Yes.
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
But yeah, good shit, good shit. Can we help him? You tell us about Kusanali what happened in the Grand Bazaar.
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots.
Well, why not root yourself here in Inazuma?
But
Or in
these
my
two
party?
claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain.
Can we just...
I don't like to rely
I mean, you
on
do
this
have
in
his
terms
memories,
this
like,
often,
in a fairy
but
tale form.
In your case, it seems that it ought to be called,
Can you, like, retransform them from a fairy tale back into, like, actual memories or something? In a way?
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation?
Definitely nowhere near as nice. You were kind of a douche.
Oh, okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
We're just trying to think where to start.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Okay then. I feel like he deserves to
Then I'll
know.
be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes you
And
have
then you
let
tried
parts
to
of
end
yourself
yourself. And
You'll
kind
never
of
be
succeeded. Naida tells the Wanderer about his past.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time.
Plus, we
A
only
chain of
like have
cause
one
and
perspective
effect.
on it, you know.
A cycle of karma and consequence.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
Yeah, but you know.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
We were each other's enemies.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
Just feels right, I guess.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street! He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything.
He can't give us that sweet Fatui intel now,
Lesser
no!
Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
So did you turn them back from fairy tale
Even
format?
though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name.
Wow, you still refuse to believe you have a
There's nothing in
heart.
this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Well,
Don't
I
worry.
think that's,
Whatever
yeah.
danger I might
It's
face,
his decision, it's his
my
choice,
burden
it's
to
his
bear.
journey.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Okay, another babysitter job, I
Good
guess.
point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
It begins. Right, hopping in. Start the domain. And I'm guessing I might get him as a trial character, which means I'm about to ascend again.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
That is not a problem.
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
Well, in this incarnation, you're an innocent bystander.
We had to once, but that was your doing.
And now, we're just finishing the job.
Alright. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
That would be it.
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
Oh no.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners? No, there's no way.
There's Katsuragi.
Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved too. No mining crew would be capable of this.
By the way, I think after this
There's someone
domain, we'll
passed out on the
slowly
ground.
start wrapping things up.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured? Huh. Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi. deputy to Torichio's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa.
So that's how you were
We found
found,
the
huh?
Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here.
Ooh, so much death in this story, yeah.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The Balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
So much killing.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
Also, I don't get
He
the
looks
trial
like a
character.
warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
It just wasn't meant to be. Just wasn't meant to be. Chest. You always open these chests. Because, as you can see, primos. Just two primos, but it's two primos. And I'm not gonna say no to primos.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Can I get in there? I see a chest in there. Okay, I gotta go this way, huh? Always keep your eyes peeled for loot. Because if I can get loot, I am going to get loot. Okay. Just activate my shield and go. Easy. And again, keeping my eyes open. Because you never know where there might be some loot.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
I hear voices.
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
Oh, and this is the child that,
I was
yeah,
abandoned,
the other
like
betrayal,
you.
huh?
I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died.
So already on
And
to the
then my
next
dad got
betrayal.
sick.
Where the kid betrayed him by dying.
He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yeah, that promise never.
We're family
That
now.
promise isn't gonna
We're
go
gonna
through.
Be together forever and ever.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the Balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died,
Damn.
the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the Balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
The child died,
He died from
Paimon.
his illness while he was still
Idiot.
very young. The Balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family!
You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too.
So much quote-unquote betrayal in your story.
The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
I guess, sure. If we want to see more of this, this time we'll walk through the door, I suppose. Damn. Anything hidden in here? Like anything in the corner that I might want to pick up? No? Nothing? Okay. Okay, where are we now?
You do realize you're blocking my
Shield.
path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One to be wielded with an iron will.
First time we're hearing the Jester, by the way.
Continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Looks like I went too far.
So that is when he was so he was approached by the Jester there. Ooh. See? Good thing I explored. I would have missed out on 2 Primo Gems if I didn't. 2 Primo Gems, guys. Come on. Oh my god, it's this room! Oh my god, I remember this.
Dark.
Paimon knows this place.
Yeah!
It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
Yep. That's where Yaimiko gave up the Gnosis. Remember this, it was an upsetting place. It was an unsettling place.
Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling
She dead.
subordinates? You might not want to admit it.
She
but you
dead.
are a part
She
of this
dead.
plan.
Dead.
Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
Yeah,
I'm
die.
Sure you think so,
That's what you have to do.
But I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible. And don't let your emotions
She
get in the
certainly
way.
was not invincible.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never failed to find ways to complicate things.
Well, Child at least survived his
I'm merely
encounters with
lighting
me,
a little
you know.
fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
Oh shit.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, Are you able to continue?
Are you?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
But we don't want you to have like a full-on
Why
relapse.
are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides,
damn it.
I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right? Witch?
Mother-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Well, they didn't get the chance to murder each other because the Light Shogun kinda did that. Now again, I wanna look around. Just wanna make sure that there aren't any chests around here that I might miss. No, I think we're good. Okay. Oh, and now we're here.
Arrived in Sumeru.
Oh shit.
Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner
What kind of stuff have you
deal
been
of
through so far, dude?
Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you, apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
He's the doctor. He's behind all of this.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Let's move on.
At least there's only one of him now. There were multiple at some point. We're to be back here. Okay, how far ahead are we moving this time? Because I think we're basically caught up now.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
So you as a puppet are human.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
Are you saying...
Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you
But he will become a viable source of information again. We need all the intel we can get on the F2P.
My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
Is this the true meaning of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's words? A person can't erase themselves, and even though the original Balladeer is gone, this person will live on in his place. Are a person's sins an inescapable part of their destiny too?
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
So you wanna redeem yourself, but first you gotta become your bad self again?
I will return to you that which is yours. You have made your decision.
He took off the hat!
Now, take this.
Thrust it inside him. Yup!
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
Fucking
What
doctor.
A fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my... Is he alright?
He's clearly not alright. True, we're still in this mind space thingy. Wow, now we gotta fight this while he's just busy dealing with the fact that he's remembering being an evil person. Oh, gotta defend him. Okay, we're just casually being a badass right now.
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
Fusion, huh? Both versions of him are now the same. Also, I was wondering how he transitioned to Animo suddenly. Did he gain that vision in that very moment?
Die.
Okay, nice words there. So just die. First words after becoming a new self is die. And there we go, I can fly! I can go further up! I can move all around!
Insignificant past.
Nope. Look at him go! What is a charged attack? Ouch! I want to see charged. Okay, nothing too impressive, I guess.
Behold, at my command, you shall fall.
No, I think I'll stay up here, thank you very much. Whoop. Okay, okay. Nope, 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 nope. Get me out of there. And he does the kick. I've seen the kick already when I used him as a trial character. Real fun shit. I like his kick. And I still don't know how to dodge this attack. Do I just jump it? How does one dodge this attack? I don't know how to dodge that attack. Oh wait, I'm immortal. I really don't know how you're supposed to dodge that attack. Oh well, good thing I'm immortal for this. But I think I'm only gonna have to fight through one phase, right? I imagine. No phase 2. And kick him to end it all. Boom. Gotcha. Gotcha, bitch.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
Maybe.
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
Ah, so you're back.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
You just beat yourself.
I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
Now you've recovered your memories, the past will catch up with you.
You sound like you're concerned about me.
Well, I think I have every right to be
worry.
now that I know you can
Thanks
be a
to
good
you,
person.
Even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Yeah, so I can possibly wrap this up. Any chest? No, no chest? Really? Wow. Okay.
Welcome back, traveler. Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
Yeah.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
You won't go by the Balladeer anymore?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the F2P, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the 6th is.
So, you're quitting the F2P for good?
Let's call it a tactical retreat.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish.
Well...
What you are looking for is complete annihilation.
Ooh.
But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer
The constant switching!
The world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes. And I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
Who isn't trying to win you over right now? You have so much information in your brain.
Have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Damn, okay.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
Nahida doesn't see you in that way.
Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that.
Yup.
Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what.
Plus, I mean, you have help. Just don't try to erase yourself again, okay, bud?
Recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well.
Thank you. Let's hope you can find some answers.
I will try.
Traveler.
Yes?
After I dove into the information torrent in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
Because I wanted to know what you changed.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
I didn't do this for a reward. Please, don't make it sound like I'm extorting you.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books.
Fool, you're stuck in this relationship now.
Can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what
But
pain
why
is perfectly
though?
Well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
I hope you can give Nahida a chance.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
So... Oh! And there he goes. Oh, you stopped? Something to say?
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'll take that.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Oh, this is where I can name him, right?
Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you too.
No ugly nickname, Paimon.
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
You don't even really remember all the bad times
I hope
that
we don't
much.
see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask
Yes. Too bad there aren't many people here. Huh? You want us to decide?
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
You want me to decide?
got anything?
Okay, rules and disclaimers for name modification. You can obtain the item Heart of Stroke from the Archon Quest interlude. Here's a drift Wanderer. Wanderer bracket Animo's name. Excuse me, are there gonna be multiple? Please know that some names cannot be utilized in this change. Once you have renamed this character, some interface in the game going forward will display the name that you have chosen. There is a limit to the number of times you can rename this character, so do it with care. Please ensure you follow our terms of service. Part in the creation of content discriminates. Yeah. Bullying. Yeah. Behavior that violates terms of service. Okay, fine. Alright, how about... What if I just... Like...
I have no need for these names anymore.
Yep, I do get called out for it. Let me give it some more thought.
Okay.
Okay, so I do get called out for picking that name.
Have you got anything?
Let me see that again. So it can be changed if I really want to. There's a limit on the number of times you can rename this character, but I could rename him if I wanted to. Well, I am not very creative, so I could just name him Wanderer too. But what if I made it really confusing and named him Traveler? Oh shit. No, really, I want to wrap this up. I gotta pick a name. So you know what? Since you're evil, and you're the second time I get to name a character, you're going to be my evil counterpart right now. As dumb as it is. Again, I can change it if I really need to.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think this will do.
Oh, alright. If you say so.
Thank you, my evil counterpart.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Oh shit, you actually want the nickname?
Still thinking. Stop rushing me.
Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
What do you plan to do next?
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
Yes, let's take down the Fatui.
The Fatui?
Yes.
Doctor, at least.
Yes.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself.
So you're gonna go and visit them?
Sumeru for the time being.
Ah, but
If
at some
you see them
point.
in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall. Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
Then what?
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been.
Just dots.
What's that look for? Don't make that face. I know what I'm doing.
Do you though?
That day will come.
You've kind of just been reborn
Alright.
today.
We're done here. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
There were some bumps along the way, but it's all over now.
So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Not what I would have wanted to do here, but sure. Wow, but that was a long segment.
We'll find somewhere nice
Like, I haven't been able to do anything in like half an hour. Half an hour of non-stop gameplay without being able to pause, really. But now I think I can pause and get out of here, right? No, still not! Damn, that's a long segment. I've been wanting to end the stream since like 20 minutes ago, and I literally can't!
Everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue.
How about having a certain wanderer voice the epilogue?
Had dissipated, but they continue to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking. All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
If only they knew who just passed by them. Alright, this isn't over yet, but I'm teleporting out of here before I walk into anything else. And then I think we'll look for someone to raid. That seems like what we should be doing now. Probably. Right. Right. So, let me just quickly set that up. Now, we do have one of the few days today where I actually don't have a lot of people around, so be sure to stick around because, you know, my 3 people rule minimum. If there are less than 3 people for the raid, we won't do it. Haven't had to resort to that rule in a while. Recently, we've actually always had more than 3 people. It's been really long since we had that issue. So, we'll just raid Alex today. Again, probably. Who's been live for like 25 minutes, so around the time where I wanted to end my stream. But now we're doing that. Alright, let's share some love with Alex. Playing some Cuphead, so I hope you're up for that. So I want to thank you so much for watching this stream. Next time I stream Genshin, we will be finishing this Intermission Chapter, and we will be wrapping up the card game tutorial phase thing where we still have to fight 2 more opponents. So that's gonna be fun. I'll be looking forward to that because I most certainly am. But that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone, and goodbye, and thanks also to those of you who are watching this as a VOD. I do of course appreciate your support as well, and who knows, maybe I'll see you around live in the future. But until then, have a good one, and bye.